So let's move on to our next one. This one says Chiefs shouldn't trade for anyone. They can pick star players from the ones dropped by other teams instead. Necessary or unnecessary? Who wants to take this one first?
I'll take this one. I mean, like, first of all, like, teams don't drop star players normally. Like, I guess you could make the case of Le'Veon Bell and be like, he's a star player, whatever. Like, he hasn't been a quote unquote star player since he entered the Jets organization and like had the reputation of a star player. I mean, teams don't take guys that are extremely productive and say, oh, we're just gonna like get rid of this guy. Like that just does not happen in the NFL unless there's like a locker room issue or something like that. But I mean, can the Chiefs take like a Carlos Dunlap and pick him up even though he wasn't cut, he was traded for? Something like that? Absolutely. Could they trade for like a Julio Jones on a completely out of left field move? Sure, they could. Will they? Probably not. But like, can you still make productive, like good moves in season at the trade deadline or close to it with guys that there aren't markets for, like Dontari Poe? Like, if the Chiefs needed a nose tackle and a guy who was familiar with the team, at least not necessarily the system, could they do that? Absolutely. So I don't think there are like a ton of trades. I know me and Tucker talked about guys that we would like to see on the team that would kind of benefit everything, but in terms of star players, I think that's more of an off-season thing rather than a mid-season Chiefs move.
I would say to this, the Jets don't have any more star players to surprisingly cut, so I don't know where we're getting these star players from. So I think you said it well that star players aren't really cut right now. Le'Veon Bell was kind of an exception just because he was providing. I think he was probably fighting with Adam Gase a fair bit. Who wouldn't really? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Have you seen his press conferences? Oh my God. But I don't see anywhere around the league another star player, in quotes, that would be cut before the trade deadline. I mean, the Chiefs could probably trade for one. I think there's going to be probably one more star player that will be dealt. If I were to put money on one, it'd be Stephon Gilmore, which I wouldn't mind the Chiefs being interested in for sure. He's kind of fits the profile what the Chiefs would want because he's under contract this year and next year. And then after that, it's kind of like he's going to be over 30 and there's no reason to re-sign him, which kind of fits what the Chiefs want to do in competing right now while Mahomes is still cheap. But other than that, I mean, I think he's also kind of referring to like last year when we picked up Stefan Wisniewski and he played great at guard, or other late season additions the Chiefs have had over the last few years have been great. The Chiefs can certainly try. There's no reason not to at least try it if they feel like they're deficient in an area, but I don't think we should expect them to pick up game changers during the season or trade for them unless they give up a lot of trade capital.
Tucker, hear me out here. I'm going to jump in real quick. Okay, Chiefs, Jets, Sunday, 12 o'clock, Arrowhead time. Winner take all for Quinnen Williams. Like, no draft picks involved, no issues there. Like, add him into the rotation. Is there a need? No. He's a young, exciting player on a rookie contract. Just whoever wins takes Quinnen Williams home with them. Like, it's no loss for the Chiefs. I mean, it'd be embarrassing if they lost to the Jets and then take a talented player home. And that's kind of a diversion from what we were talking about. But that'd be a pretty cool thing to see. I mean, I'd even give up, like, the thing with the Chiefs is, like, I mean, Brett Veach has a decent, like, track record in terms of drafting players. I'd be okay with giving up a first or second round pick for, like, a proven really, really good player on a rookie contract. Like, not that the Chiefs need it, but someone talked about Quinnen Williams, and I think that would be the coolest thing ever. But
it was noted Jets beat reporter Manish Mehta, who I don't think I've seen a single Jets fan like. So, and I don't know if he has a great track record, and the Jets did come out and say that
Connor taking shots on the pod.
But I mean, I would love it too. I would love Quinnen Williams. I think we should just move Chris Jones full-time to defensive end if we trade for him personally.
You'd have to.
I mean, I do it on Madden, so I'd be down for it.
It would be Madden at that point.
Yeah, it's a little bit different in the NFL, but still.
the key point that this guy made, the Chiefs shouldn't trade for anyone. I actually agree with that. I don't think there's any impact trades the Chiefs could make at the trade deadline this year, and they don't have glaring needs like they did last year at cornerback and linebacker, especially with L'Jarius Sneed and Will Gay coming up and playing well. So
you mean Ben Neiman?
I said Will Gay, yes, Willie Gay. I don't even speak that name around me. So I don't think they should really do anything unless there's some fleecing available to them when Brett Veach sends out feelers.
Yep. I totally agree. I went on an Iowa radio show this morning. Not a big deal.
Humble brag. Yep.
Humble brag. But and I talked about this too. I talked about the trade deadline. I said, I don't think it's necessary. Unnecessary for the Chiefs to need to trade for somebody. I know he said the Chiefs shouldn't trade, so that would then be necessary, right? Am I tracking that right in my head?
Necessary, yes.
Yeah, so I guess it would be necessary, but it's unnecessary for the Chiefs to try to force a trade because you're right, Connor. They don't have any glaring downfalls. They really have the right players. I think in the right positions, they're just lacking the consistency, like we talked about earlier. And now the podcast has come full circle.